Starting a business is not as difficult as you think it is. I've started many businesses within less than an hour, some of them even within 5 minutes, and that's what this video is all about. So let's get to the chase. First of all, what you're going to need is a piece of paper. I think you've got a piece of paper lying around, don't you? A pen, and possibly a calculator. Oh, and a telephone. Now, in this instance, I'm going to express to you how I started up a company that I had for 13 years running, and it was very successful in San Francisco, California. That business was One Nation Underground Productions, and I produced special events for corporations and weddings and private functions. Now, I didn't do the entire coordinating. What I did was I specified my end of it by supplying live entertainment. See, that's called a niche market, or a niche market, if you will, depending on how you want to pronounce the word niche. So this funneled all the encumbrances of being an event planner down to one thing. I do one thing. I supply live entertainment for you. So automatically that set me apart. Anyone looking for live entertainment and or a DJ, they would come through me, and I would supply them with that product. Now, I started this in 5 minutes because I thought of the idea. I was a professional musician. I still am a professional musician, part-time, but at that time I was full-time. So what I did was I thought, wow, all the nightclubs I perform, they need bands to perform there as well, and I know so many players in the area. So what I did was I just made a Rolodex of every musician I knew, every band I knew, and every musician I knew. Okay. Then what I did was I called all of them up to have them send me their CD or their press kit or their photo albums and bios and whatnot. So I had their inventory, i.e. the product I was going to sell, at my house in a big box. Then what I did was I called up every single nightclub that I ever performed at, and I asked them if I could start booking bands on their behalf, and they said, sure, we'll take a listen. Okay, that phone call probably took me 2 minutes. Then what I did was I quickly called the bands back and I asked them what their prices were. They told me. Then I knew what the club owners' price were as well, what they were about to pay. So I could make a spread, the difference between what I pay the band and what the club would pay me, so I would make my profit, right? Well, what I did was I took a calculator and I calculated how much money or income I could make per band and how many times I could book that band. So you see where I'm going with this. It was an idea of mine, but it was something that was staring me in the face, and maybe something like this applies to you, especially if it's a service. Let's say you want to start a cleaning business. Well, if I were going to do that, I would start fresh by looking at maybe in the phone book or even Google and finding out how many houses were in my area, or how many businesses were in my area. And I'm sure some of them have janitorial services already, but who knows, maybe they're not happy with them. So call them all up and find out if they are happy with their people. So what I'm trying to do is broaden your way of thinking and get yourselves out of the realm that you need to work for someone else. You can work for yourself. Any of us can work for ourselves. We know so much in this world, and you just have to find the thing that you're passionate about, or the thing that you know a lot about, and see if there's a marketplace for that knowledge. People will pay you for your knowledge or to save them time. That's just the way it is. But you have to be organized about it. You really do have to be organized. The best thing I ever did was I went out and I got a business card. That put me in business right then and there, because think about how many people you know. All the people in your family, all the people you went to college with, the people at your job, the people at the grocery store, the guy that does your laundry. Those are potential clients to your business. And how can you obtain those people as a client without a simple business card? Business cards can be made within 3, 4, or 5 days. You can make them at home on your printer. That's why you need a telephone for people to call you when they get your business card. The piece of paper pen part, that's very simple. When you think of your business, whatever it is, give it a name. It's like giving birth to a child, okay? Give it a name. Once you figured out what that name is, mine happened to be, at the time, One Nation Underground Production. Boom, I wrote it down, One Nation Underground Productions. Okay, what does that company do? I wrote it all out. Well, we supply live entertainment for corporate events, weddings, and special functions, etc., etc. Okay, fine. How much work do I believe I could get with that business? So, I thought about it. Oh, I can do weddings. I could probably do, I don't know, 50 weddings a year. I lived near Napa Valley, so that was very doable. I could do, I don't know, 100 nightclub performances a year. Then I could book 200 bands a year. So I just kind of did my projections from there. When I realized how much potential earnings I could make, that motivated me to quickly go to Kinko's and get a business card. Start making telephone calls to my potential clients, and I had the product already, i.e. the CDs from the bands, so on, so on, so forth. All that cost me less than 50, 60 bucks maybe. So I'm going to leave you with that story and that concept that you can start a business within 5 minutes if you know where to look and how to put it together. Stay tuned for more.